Hey family, welcome to How Love Works, where we talk about the principles for lasting love. Well, family, I want to talk to you about the continuing subject of dating. I like to do that on Mondays. And I was going through some, I guess I could say some cursory browsing early on today. And I was looking at a few different subjects and topics, not necessarily something to talk about. I had already determined what I wanted to discuss today, but I saw someone online who had made a statement about being woke. And being the inquisitive person that I am, I had to do a little bit more uh, work on my own just to determine what they were actually dealing with and what they meant and where they were going with the concept of woke. Because, of course, I've heard the phrase, the term, I've heard the term, but I hadn't really given it a lot of thought. And so I decided that what I was going to do was just that. I was going to see exactly what was going on with this concept called woke. And subsequently, it led me to this subject that I'm going to be dealing with today. And it has to do with, are you ready to date a woke woman? Brothers, are you ready to date a woke woman? Well, I think it's only fair that I tell you where I got this information from. I got it from a writer out of Australia. His name is Derek Riley, and he talks about this very subject. He says the woman that he's using here as an example of a woke woman, this is what he derived from her. He got this from her website, and he says woke suffer or surfer Tara Ruttenberg says you may find uncharted realms of polyamory, open relationships, fluid and sacred sexualities, plant medicine, etc. An essay released today on her website, Ruttenberg, who self identifies as a writer, surfer, teacher, yogi, consultant, and a PhD candidate in developmental studies, poses the very good question: brothers, are you ready to date a woman? She will encourage you to explore the patriarchal origins of your sexual desires as a means of acknowledging the ways in which your sexuality has been colonized by seemingly accepted dynamics of pornographic misogyny that are regularly oppressive, offensive, and degrading to women everywhere. This is Tara Ruttenberg, or Ruttenberg, Ruttenberg. Okay, this is one of the excerpts. This is what she had to say. It says, woke describes a woman who is in tune to injustice, particularly related to sexism, and alert to the ways that systems of power and domination, like patriarchy, seek to stifle women's freedoms, equity, and equality. By rising into our truth as woke women, we are challenging the men in our lives to step up into a profound soul work needed to bring deeper harmony among humanity. Apparently, us men, we are severely deficient, at least in this particular area. We are severely deficient. And I think it's going to be a our responsibility, if you will, to look to woke women to help to save us from ourselves, if you will. A woke woman will help you become acutely aware of the ways you have been socially conditioned into perpetuating and reproducing norms of toxic masculinity, sexism, and misogyny. Wow. Wow. I don't know, brothers. Just very basic reading. We're talking about being conditioned. We're talking about perpetuating and reproducing toxic masculinity, sexism, and misogyny. We hate women. Expect scintillating conversations and perhaps even exploration into the uncharted realms of polyamory, open relationships, fluid and sacred sexualities, plant medicine, ritual ceremonies, transformational festivals, spiritual practices, alternative lifestyles, and communal living arrangements. This is going to be the transformation, the salvation that this new life that she is touting is going to be for any man that wants to be in a relationship with a woke woman. This is something if I were interested in a woke woman, I can be involved in scintillating conversations, and I could explore sacred sexualities, and I can get involved with as many different types of polyamorous relationships and transformational festivals and spiritual practices and alternative lifestyles, whatever that means. I kind of like the lifestyle I'm living, but I digress. This lady seems to really be telling me something that I've never heard of, which I've heard all of this before. None of this is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. This is just basic paganism, but I'll continue. A woke woman will not degrade herself to fulfill your pornographically misogynistic sexual fantasies. Stop right there. She's not going to fulfill my pornographically misogynistic sexual fantasies, but she has no problem having me fulfill her realms of polyamory, open relationships, fluid and sacred sexualities, plant medicine, ritual ceremonies, transformational festivals, spiritual practices, alternative lifestyles, and communal living. That's okay. I can be involved in everything she is advocating, but of course, what I'm suggesting is taboo. Okay. Instead, she will encourage you to explore the patriarchal origins of your sexual desires. Oh, now I see. Her origins are not patriarchal, therefore, they're superior, and obviously, patriarchal is inferior. I get it. Instead, she will encourage you to explore the patriarchal origins of your sexual desires as a means of acknowledging the ways in which your sexuality has been colonized. Wow, that slavers lingo, that slavers talk. It's amazing how they've embedded that type of language in this other feministic, godly, Reiki, New Age conversation. It's kind of like all mixed in here. Been colonized by seemingly accepted dynamics of pornographic misogyny that are regularly oppressive, offensive, and degrading to women everywhere. She will support you in deconstructing the domineering, misogynistic, and addictive foundations of your sexual fantasies as you explore new avenues for profound emotional intimacy. So she's trying to make me a female because that's the only sexuality that I have been reading that is superior, and anything that she deems remotely near or close to what she considers patriarchal or masculine, it is inherently evil and degrading and deficient. Sacred sexual connection beyond the misogynist representations of pornographic styles of sex you have been taught and brainwashed to desire. Interesting. You may have to rise into the occasion of becoming more attuned to your emotions and energies as a basis for intimacy and sexual connection. A woke woman will be unabashedly wild in her desires. Wow, it's amazing. I have to accept everything she is demonstrating and offering and providing. But and of course it's all virtuous. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And she will need a man willing and able to support her in the powerful expression of her divine sexuality. So her sexuality is divine. I guess it would have to be. For many men, this is a frighteningly tall order, and so on. Well, I guess there's not a whole lot to say, brothers. If you date a woke woman, I've just read to you what you can expect and what they expect. And it is sort of like being involved in a new nation and a new world, dealing with woke people in general, but dealing with woke women in particular is a tall order, just as I have suggested. So if it were me, I know that being involved with a woke woman would not be my cup of tea. I know going in, I cannot satisfy a woke woman on any level, not on a spiritual level or a physical level, because according to the reading of this particular woke woman, whatever I may want to provide on a physical level will be received in a way that is considered degrading, depraved, and I don't want to provide something to someone who finds it disgusting. And so as a fully functional masculine man, I will find it very easy to avoid dealing with a woke woman on any level. I think a woke woman as well as a woke man has a right to believe and live any way they choose. And I would expect the same respect to live any way I choose and to be respected as such as I would do for them. That's my time. I thank you for yours. I catch you on the other side. God bless you. Watch out for those woke women, brothers. Bye-bye.